What's up, guys? This is Corey with Living Worship Media, and I wanted to spend some time today up here. My wife is out on a ladies' retreat with our ladies from our church. We had a men's breakfast this morning, had an awesome speaker. My buddy Tim from work spoke and shared a devotion, and it was amazing. We had an awesome time. I've gotten to spend a ton of time with my little girl this weekend because my wife's been away, and it's just been a really cool day so far. Little girl went to sleep, and she's downstairs napping, and so I wanted to take an opportunity and hop up here in the studio, and there's a project that's kind of been creeping up on my heart that I've been wanting to work on for a while now, but I haven't really been able to decide if I wanted to do it or not. And so here I am, kind of getting ready to embark on a little bit of an adventure. I don't know exactly where it's going to take us. It's just like when we started Living Worship Media. It's exactly the same thing as that, as far as I don't know what it's going to look like in a month or two. But I've been wanting to do this for a little while, and it seems sort of like the well ran dry with some of the other things that I thought Living Worship Media was supposed to be. And so it's almost like God is saying, here it is, here's what we want you to be doing, here's what you're supposed to be working on. And anyway, so there's a project that I've been thinking about doing as far as looking at the journey that Brittany and myself and our church, and kind of from a personal perspective and a corporate perspective, the journey that we've been on as musicians, as worshipers, as a worship team at times, as a church audio-visual group, and some of the hurdles we've had to cross, and some of the challenges that we've been faced with, some of the amazing moments that we've had, some of the not-so-amazing moments. And what I kind of see this as is there's a ton of resources out there. There's Small Church Big Worship that John Nickel does. There's, worship tutorials. They help a lot with, a lot of patches and stuff for Helix and Mainstage and just different things. But what I want to do is basically I want to create a vlog. And I hope that our vlog, in talking about what we have been through, where we are now, and where we're going, in multiple facets. So what I want to do is I want to basically start a series, and it's probably going to be called something simple like Our Journey to Worship. It is going to be, hopefully, a look through our eyes, and I hope it is a journey that can help you improve aspects of worship in your personal life and in your church ministry. We've grown a lot in the time that we've done ministry. We've grown as Christians, we have grown as musicians, we have grown as technical folks. We have been blessed with all kinds of cool gear. But we also come from a smaller church in general. We run somewhere in the 100 people per Sunday morning ballpark. And, so that's not a humongous church, but I know that it's bigger than what some of you guys have, and it's way, way smaller than what some of you guys are serving in. And so, God is He's put me in a position where He said, hey, I've blessed you. I have given you a lot of wins. I've given you a lot of victories over the last, we've been doing ministry full-time. Well, I say full-time as in I quit my job. We've been doing ministry from the perspective of a volunteer, doing all of it, kind of taking it on for about 6 years now. We took a break for about the last 6 months, and we're actually going to be starting up something new and fresh, and I think that this would be an awesome opportunity to kind of capture what that looks like, and we'll see where it goes. We're going to dive into materials and equipment that will help you, that will help your worship team, that will help your AV guys. Most likely I'm not going to be helping churches like Elevation and Flatirons and stuff like that. You guys have me beat, but I hope I'll tell a quick little story. I talked to a guy yesterday, and he was buying a Novation MIDI controller off of me, and I started telling him about all that we do in our studio here, and some of the things that I've done with equipment to improve our worship team. He was 47 years old, and he said he'd been doing church music for a while, but he was just amazed at some of the stuff that I was saying using the Helix and Mainstage and these technologies that are out there. And so I saw really quickly that there is a need for knowledge in this area, and there's a need for knowledge at a entry level, I guess you could say. You know, we live in West Virginia. There are a ton of, sub 100 member congregations in this area, with people who love their church and they want to do an awesome thing in their church. And so to give some resources out that will help those folks be successful in a new way is my goal. I want to give out resources that help you grow where you are. That's something that I think we struggled with a lot, is that we wanted to wake up and roll out of the bed and be, something different than what we were. And we strived for that for a long time, and we weren't successful. So resources to help you grow with where you are now. I want to do some product reviews, which is not really in the vein of ministry, but I want to talk about products in light of ministry and in light of worship, because I think a lot of times there's a ton of product review stuff out there, but it's not from the perspective of, okay, I'm a newbie, I'm a volunteer sound guy. What do I need to know about making a selection on handheld microphones for my church? How much do I need to spend when buying a handheld microphone for our church? And so that's something I want to look into and figure out products that will make you successful without breaking the bank and without stressing out your deacons or your board members or whoever. And then first and foremost, in everything we do, we want to be a resource that will build your spiritual walk with Christ and help you to do the same with others. I have found things online, other mentors and that kind of thing that have helped me become a better leader but also a better follower. And I think that is something that you figure out, is the better follower of Christ that you become, the better leader you can become to the people who are following you. And you want to show people Christ through you. And there's some resources that we've found to help culture that inside of you and spur it up, and just amazing things. And I guess the one thing I don't want to lose sight of is we still want Living Worship Media to be a ministry, because this is sort of going more down the road of the tutorial and help thing. But we want this to be a ministry, because there are things, like I said, that I wish I had known when we started that we want to share with you now, so that you don't have to fight the battles that we fought. You're going to have your own battles, and hopefully we can be a breeding ground of camaraderie and brotherhood, so that you can come in and ask questions and help each other and love on each other. But that is what we want to do. We want to work together to help not only build a congregation setting where we can have awesome worship with the right mics and the right technology, but also have the right stuff being poured into our heart to make sure that we work to build a life of worship too. And I think all those things, when they come together, you're going to start to see amazing things happen in your life, in your congregations, and whatnot. So we love you guys. As always, reach out to us with anything you might have, and we'll see you next time, starting with our journey to worship.